Hello, dearest girl child. Today we're going to be looking at the 7 wrong B's, letter B's, why you should not get married. Now, marriage is a beautiful institution, designed by God. But it becomes very burdensome by the time you enter for the very wrong reason. There are so many young ladies that have made this lifelong mistake. Why? Because they allowed pressure, they allowed, age barrier, to lead them. They allow pity instead of wisdom and divine direction. Marriage is a sacred covenant. Don't see it as an escape route, from pressures from family members or a social achievement badge that you put on you, that people see you, that you are not a married person and respect you. No, it's not something that you rush into out of pressure or out of pity, not even out of fear. So before you say yes to any young man, you must be able to pause and weigh your reason for saying yes. The why behind your marriage decision will often determine, the strength and the joy of that marriage. So today we are going to be looking at 7 B's, 7 wrong B's why people rush into marriage. Number 1, don't get married because of the birthday clock. The first B is birthday clock, talking about age pressure. So many young girls rush in because they feel that time is already running out. Society is not even helping matters. They keep reminding you are no longer getting any younger. But marriage is not actually when you are married. Marriage is about who you marry and why you are married. It is not a race. It's a destiny journey. So God's timing for you in this assignment, in this journey, is unique and it is perfect. I understand that waiting may be very painful, but rushing into the wrong marriage out of, fear and age can even lead you into a lifetime of emotional regrets. Yes, it can lead to a lifetime of emotional regret. So trusting God's calendar for your life, it's something that you cannot dispute. You have to trust God's calendar for your life because God's timing is never too late. So you must ask yourself, dear girl child, as you are saying yes to that marriage proposal, are you being led by peace or you are being led by peer pressure of age? Remember, Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 11 says that God makes all things beautiful in his time. So, summarily, it is better to marry late and marry right than to marry early and marry wrong. The second B on our marriage talk, the second B is begging man. Do not get married because of a begging man, meaning you are pitying that man who has been begging you. Now, my dear girl child, now listen to this. Pity is not love. To pity somebody is not love. Compassion cannot sustain a covenant. Not at all. So no matter how long someone has pursued you, no matter how long the person has put pressure on you, do not say yes because you feel sorry for him. Marriage requires, conviction, not sympathy. So a man may persist, and beg and cry for your love. But sympathy is not a foundation for a lifelong commitment. Many young ladies have made that mistake. In fact, pity can open doors to pains, to everlasting pains, as long as you are in that marriage. A man you marry out of pity, that man one day will need your compassion, will need your respect, will need your genuine affection, and pity will not be enough to supply all of this. Proverbs chapter 4 verse 23 says you should guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. So, my dear girl child, ask yourself this salient question. Am I agreeing to marry him because I care for him or because I am afraid that I'm going to hurt him? Food for thought for you. Always remember, a yes that is born out of pity will later produce, pain that is born out of resentment. So our third B on our marriage talk is the box of gifts. Now, don't you ever get married because of a box of gift, talking about material attention. Now, gifts can be deceptive. They can be deceiving when they are used as emotional baits. Now, a man's generosity should be appreciated, no doubt about that, but it must never be the foundation for your commitment. A man's love is not proven by what he buys, but by how he treats you and how he aligns with your purpose. So if you are marrying for the gift today, you will endure tears tomorrow when those gifts stop coming. Yes, think about it. So true love gives more than just things. It gives you peace, it gives you respect, and it gives you shared what? Purpose. Proverbs chapter 18 verse 16 says that a gift may open way, but character, we keep it open. We keep that way, we keep that road open. So my dear girl child, you ask yourself, am I in love with the giver, or I am in love with the gifts that he's giving to me? These are questions for only you to answer, because the gift may glitter, but the character is actually the real gold. Now, the next wrong reason a lot of ladies get married, which you must avoid, my dear girl child, is the bandwagon effect. Now, do not get married because of bandwagon. We are talking about your friends getting married. That is a trend. Everybody is getting married. Comparison, my dear girl child, is a silent destroyer of destiny. Comparison. So everyone's journey is different. Understand that your friends may be getting married, but your journey is not their journey. You have different assignment here already. So comparison will end up breeding nothing but confusion. Just because others are walking down to the altar does not mean that your own time has passed. Not at all. God writes each person's story differently. So when you compare your chapter 1 with somebody else's chapter 10, you may end up losing sight of your own progress. So you my dear girl child, you have to wait until your own story is ready and until your own story is beautiful. 2 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 12 rightly says that comparing themselves with themselves, the scripture says that they are not wise. So, my dear girl child, answer me. This question is for you. Ask yourself and answer this question. Am I comparing my timeline with others, or I am trusting God's design for me? This is food for thought for you. So don't let your wedding bells ring you into worry. Your time will definitely come, my dear girl child. Wait. So next on the 7 wrong B's why people get married is background pressure. Talking about the friends, families, and society. So do not get married because of background pressure. Now, the world will always have something to say. There is no doubt about that. The world will always have something to say. But only you will live with the outcome of your decisions. Only you. Your parents, your relatives, the society, they may push you to settle. They may put pressure on you, but I want you to understand that, one, they mean well, yes, but they will not live with you in your home. Marriage is more than just the wedding arrangement, the wedding plan. It's a lifetime of shared dreams. It's a lifetime of, sacrifices and their growth. So you have to listen to God's voice above the voice of human. Peace from within, peace from inside of you is the best form of confirmation. Not the pressure put on you by families, friends, and the society. Proverbs 29 verse 25 says that the fear of man brings what? Snare, but whoever trusts in the Lord shall be safe. So your conviction should come from God's perfect plan for you, not from the pressure society and family they are putting on you. Ask yourself, who is actually directing this decision I'm making? Is it the people or God? Who is directing this decision? So, my dear girl child, always remember that pressure can make you say yes to the wrong person. Pressure can make you even say no to your purpose, to your God-given assignment. So, be wise. And this next point, this next B, I think that's the number 6B, is very, very important. My dear girl child, do not get married because of the beauty of the wedding ceremony. So the next B is beauty, not for the beauty of the wedding ceremony. Now, some ladies, they dream so much of the wedding day, and they forget that after the wedding day, there is going to be what? Married life. A wedding lasts for just one day. But you see, marriage lasts for a lifetime. So unfortunately, so many ladies are preparing for the marriage ceremony itself. The gown will fade, but your character, the character of the person in question will remain. Yes, it's for a lifetime. So my dear girl child, always remember Proverbs chapter 4 verse 7. It says that wisdom is the principal thing. So forget the paraphernalia and the glamour of the wedding ceremony. The most important thing is the life after marriage. So ask yourself, am I ready for marriage? Yes. Or I'm just excited for the wedding ceremony? You must give yourself the honest response to this question. Remember, don't prepare more for your wedding gown than for the marriage crown. The beauty of your marriage after the wedding ceremony, gives you a crown that fits, my dear girl child. So think deep. And the last point, the seventh wrong B why people get married is baby expectation. So don't get married because of baby expectation. You do not get married because you have to prove your fertility or your maturity. Some persons feel that, marriage is what will validate them as complete women or solve loneliness problem or societal stigma. But no child or title can actually complete somebody's. Only purpose and God that can fill that vacuum. Babies are a blessing, my dear girl child, but they are not a proof of womanhood. It's only purpose that can complete you. So, my dear girl child, no lady can successfully use a baby to pin a man who is not already down. There are so many of us that feel that once we are able to get pregnant for him, once we are able to just make him understand that he's expecting a baby, he's going to marry you. Marriage is going to continue from there. I tell you, yes, he may be pressured into putting you in his home as his wife. But I want to let you know that it will not make him love you more if he doesn't have need for you. It will not even make him be that which God has actually designed for you. So remember, James chapter 1 verse 17 says that every good and perfect gift, they come from above. So ask yourself, am I really marrying for companionship or out of desperation? It's a very serious question for you, because a baby does not build a marriage. It is understanding and love that actually builds a marriage. If you doubt me, ask many girls that have used pregnancy to tie men down if they are actually enjoying those marriages. So, my dear girl child, in conclusion, marriage is not an escape plan. It is not, in fact, it is not a rescue plan either. Marriage is not a reward for age. It's not a reward for pity or pressure. Marriage is a calling for purpose and for partnership. If this teaching has made sense, I want you to please help to do a favor, share to friends, share to everyone connected to you, and be a blessing to somebody out there. I remain your girl child advocate, Dr. Mrs. Precious Omoru. Thank you for giving me your time, and remain ever blessed.